an agreement facilitated by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. The national president of Pengassan, Festus Osifo, said the decision was made out of respect for the federal government. However, he expressed dissatisfaction with the outcome, stating that the agreement failed to address the union's core demand for the immediate reinstatement of over 800 Nigerian workers allegedly dismissed by the refinery. Osifo warned that the union is prepared to resume the strike without notice should Dangote management fail to honor its commitments. Now let's share the story with you.
So we are reconvening later today in the afternoon to continue with the meeting. There are other issues now, issue of unionization. These are two basic issues that we have been discussing.
We need to limit
respite has now come to the oil and gas sector after 2 days of government's intervention in the crisis between Pengassan and Dangote Group. The chief conciliator of the country and Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dengeyade, announced early Wednesday that the government had brokered peace. After the stalemate on Monday, the meeting shifted to the office of the National Security Advisor on Tuesday and ended in the early hours of Wednesday. The government says Pengassan agreed to start the process of calling off the strike, while Dangote begins the process of taking the disengaged staff to other companies within the Dangote groups with no pay loss. Hours after the meeting, the Oil Workers Union says it is not satisfied with the outcome, but respects and appreciates the intervention of the government and hopes the oil company keeps to each side of the bargain.
Even with our misgiving that the document did not clearly represent what we have asked for, that we will go ahead to suspend the industrial action that we started on Sunday, 28th day of September 2025.
But Pengassan warns it will resume the suspended strike without notice if Dangote Group fails to absorb the sacked workers.
Remember, we are suspending and we will be monitoring. We will be following closely any slip on the part of Dangote, any part of this agreement or any part of this communique as put up by the Ministry of Labour that is broken. We will not give any notice. We will not give any warning. We will resume the suspended industrial action immediately.
The association began an indefinite strike on Sunday, 28 September, over the sack of more than 800 staff of Dangote Refinery who voluntarily joined the union, seeking improved welfare and better conditions of service. The strike grounded activities in the oil and gas sector and also rubbed off on the national grid as power generation fell from over 4,000 megawatts to about 3,200 megawatts. Jokeyats, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, thank you for that report. Now, Bikil, thank God, the strike has now been suspended. But talk to me, let's look at the nitty-gritty of it. What specific concessions or compromises, made this agreement possible after weeks of rising tensions?
Well, what I know is that Pengassan, they said they didn't sign the agreement. Yes. So I believe that out of respect for government, they decided to yes, because we don't need these strikes. The reason, and as I said earlier, I will not come here and say, this person is bad, this person. The same way I will not tolerate people demonizing workers.
Okay.
It's the same way that I will not also stand anyone demonizing Dangote, call him all kinds of names, a capitalist, is this, is that, is the true enemy of state. Anybody who sets up a business employing thousands of Nigerians the way Dangote has done. There are a lot of his peers who have money but are not interested in giving giving back to society.
Absolutely.
And what he has done, and he keeps expanding. And the more he expands, the more other people get opportunity to feed off him. You can see he's going to build another seaport. The seaport will employ more people. He's building a new cement plant. The cement plant will employ more people. Before now, we were largely importing cement, bulk cement, that will be rebagged in Nigeria and sold to people. But we now have capacity. Thanks to Dangote, we have capacity now to export to other African nations. We are exporting now. That was not the case before. But somebody took the plunge to say, okay, let me build big cement plants. So I'm happy with what Dangote is doing in terms of giving jobs to our people. But I also do not believe that workers should not join a union. I do not believe that I am a victim of that kind of scenario.
Okay.
I've been a victim. So if you put a gun to my neck, I will not agree with you that workers should not have a union or should not join a union. Because I have been a victim. The whole idea is let people join unions so that through those unions they can fight for their rights. How are doctors able to get a better deal from government now? Is it not because there is NMA? Is it not because they've all come together as health service providers? So, and if the Constitution says people can join a union, Dangote must be ready to accommodate that if it is in the Constitution. And the minister said that that right is guaranteed in the Constitution. Okay. He must be able to agree. But we also know that where you are entitled to rights, there are also limitations. Yes. I've always talked about that here. You cannot use your belonging to the union to undermine his business. Because when you undermine his business, everyone loses. Today, at least by virtue of the fact Dangote Refinery is producing. Diesel prices have gone down. Even petrol prices are going down because we now have competition and all that. So to me, anything that will cause a disruption of fuel supply in our country, I don't want it. That was why I said, let Pengassan end this strike. NLC should not come in. Remember? I said that 2 days ago. Yes. NLC don't come in. This matter should end at the level of Pengassan. It has not reached the point when the National Labour Body will now come in and subject everybody to unbearable pain. Because of what? You know? So I said at the level of Pengassan, and I'm happy Pengassan said, okay, we agreed, but we are watching. At this point, anything that will cause further disruptions, that people will see that, oh, from your end, Mr. Dangote, you are the one who caused this, I think he should avoid it. I think he should avoid it. As I've said before, it is not my duty to say, okay, this is the person who is wrong. I said earlier, I said 2 days ago, let both sides
sit down,
stop being rigid. And I'm happy that at least, yes, and, you know, and Dangote has promised that I will not victimize the people concerned. You know, one thing that Pengassan is saying is that if you accused our guys of sabotage, and we are saying they did not commit any act of sabotage, nobody will want to employ them again.
They'll be discredited.
That's eternal discredit. To say, oh, they were fired because they sabotaged.
Former place of employment.
So it was one of the issues that they were pushing, that no, that we did not commit any act of sabotage. You are free, you can do your reorganization, but he has said he will not sack people. I think that is also a very good commitment coming from Dangote, but he reserves the right to move people around in the business.
That's why I have
this.
You know, what
so, but they are thinking that he wants to do that.
Yeah.
That it is borderline mischief making.
But I disagree.
You won't come back to
you know why we should not disagree. We should just watch.
But you know why I'm saying so? Because first, it's guaranteed they have a right to unionize. But the owner of the business says, okay, I'm reabsorbing them and redeploying them. You have
it's
TVC.
A big place. Maybe they can.
You have TVC.
Okay, you go to cement.
Yes, you have TVC. You have Nyaga FM. You have Max FM. Supposing somebody from TVC.
So the reassigning, will the reassigning be based on competence or areas of strength and all that?
But they are insisting that their reabsorbment must reflect their subsist or existing.
Maybe they think that is an attempt to
whittle down their...
No, to victimize. Well, you know, part of the agreement was that nobody will be victimized.
Yes.
Even the first agreement, that nobody... Labor always finds a way to say, okay, let's bring this in. Because they know after every struggle with an employer, the employer looks at you and says,
you think you have this
you think you have sense, you are going, okay, Shebi, you are coming back to me. I've given you a platform through which you can feed your family.
And then you're fighting.
Oh, you turned against me. Let me tell Nigerians, Dangote's issue is not really with these guys who work for him at Pengassan.
I know
he is more concerned about the possibility of people bent on ensuring that his refinery doesn't work.
Exactly. I know about that.
He's concerned about the possibility of some of these guys working for
the opposition
and the people. That,
yes,
you know the people that he has been.
Yes, marketers,
all of those people. No, the earlier fight was against those people.
Yes, so, depot owners and rest of them.
So I'm confident that if he gets sufficient reassurance that these guys are not going to become the enemy from within. We will have industrial peace in that area.
Shouldn't you be telling right from here on this show? Shouldn't be telling Pengassan, you both have shifted ground. Can they please allow Dangote to redeploy them to maybe other sisters?
No, they are not. I don't think
he's saying that they should not. They don't want to hear that they are taken to other areas. That's where I have a quarrel.
You don't think Dangote reserves the right?
He has the right to redeploy.
I'm not saying
reabsorb.
Exactly.
Reabsorb.
The point that I made, you know, these issues, we are not. We are
insiders.
We are onlookers.
Okay, yes. Well,
we are onlookers. Well, yes. So it's not easy for me to come here and talk about what I don't know.
Yes.
I will be making a fool of myself. I think that when you said that, okay, we are deploying them to other areas, where? I think that comes in. That question will be raised.
Yes, I do understand.
So where do you want to send them to? People have competencies in some areas.
Yes. No, if it's an engineer, one minute. If it's an engineer in petroleum,
if you are a petroleum engineer,
then no, they can't.
Does it make sense to now send you to the fertilizer plant?
No, what I'm saying, can we first of all grant that
you become an HR
Can we first of all grant that Dangote had the right to redeploy?
No. I said earlier that
so if we grant that, then Pengassan cannot say they should not be redeployed.
I know people I know a banker.
Yes.
Who started first as a retail banker, then within the bank she became an HR person.
But within the bank.
Within the bank. Move the eye again from HR to somewhere else.
Which is why Pengassan says should not.
All right, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen.
They say should not. That kind of thing should not.
But there are competencies that you cannot move as well.
Okay, gentlemen. We need to go on this quick break right now. Okay, and when we return,
can you turn him to an engineer?
This one.
This one to become an engineer.
We need to go on this quick break right now. We need to go on this
of TVC.
We need to go on this quick break right now. When we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. Let's hang out. I still have VKO right here with us, and also Charles Siddell. Still talking about the Pengassan. And what advice do you have for the players? Yeah. Pengassan, Dangote, the federal government. How would you do
this? Actually three. It becomes a tripod. Well, first, all these parties, they are Nigerians. Dangote, Nigerian brand. Pengassan, Nigerian workers. Government of Nigeria. So, but first of all, at the heart of it is they must all look at who suffers the most. There's any dispute unresolved, it may not affect primarily Pengassan, may not affect primarily Dangote. The buying public will bear the brunt. For instance, when there was issue of this strike and all that shutting down, filling stations across were all shutting their doors and all that. And there's filling stations around me over there. They were already recalibrating the price. Not even the price per se. You know, they have these neon signs and all that. They shut them down. No more prices seen over there. Because it happens over time. Once there's something like that, you know they are going to adjust their pump price and all that. So they were, even as we were coming here, most filling stations were shut down. So in anticipation of whether there's going to be any dispute. And then at the end of the day, there will be markup of the prices. And then when you mark it up, the private pockets of the individual Nigerians will suffer. True. I mean, we are, as we speak, people are depressed, people are having problems to even meet also many things. So first, Dangote is a Nigerian brand. It has it's also a private investor investing in the Nigerian system. The people that constitute Pengassan and then his workers, they're also Nigerians. So whatever they are doing, they must put Nigerians first. Because when you talk about national pride should not affect Nigerians who are the nationals. So the FG, I thank FG for coming over. I mean, not insisting on this, doing that, and all that thing, brokering this agreement. So the agreement they must allow the agreement to work. Dangote having shifted much ground, let it remain there. So it's like saying, you got to say, let the status quo remain. So let them allow the status quo to remain so that the benefit will come to us as Nigerians in the long run, both in the short and the long run.
Okay,
yes.
Mikael, how do you weigh in here? Your advice to all the players?
Yes, I will advise them to sheath their sword. They should, because they say when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Nigerians will suffer in the event of
any disputes
of a strike.
Yeah.
You know, Nigerians will suffer, and we don't want to see that. We've experienced consistent product supply. We don't want any disruption to that good arrangement that we're enjoying. So both sides need to show maturity and show sincerity. That is the only way that we can have industrial harmony. And we've heard that Dangote group has said that they are prepared to take back the disengaged staff and send them to other areas within the company with no loss of pay. But the Minister of Labour said something, and I quote, "Unionization is a right of workers in accordance with the laws of Nigeria, and this right should be respected." So I think that workers deserve to join unions. And I've said before that I was a victim. I worked somewhere where I was not allowed to join. I know how it has affected.
Okay, but on a broader scale, you don't think this standoff, this back and forth, could affect investor confidence in Nigeria in the energy sector?
No, it's not everything that affects investors. Not everything affects investors. This will be resolved. Yes, what will affect investor confidence is if it is our attitudes.
Okay.
A negative occurrences within the business space.
Or there's also
that
violence.
look like an attitudinal thing.
Okay, attitudinal, yeah.
They don't just take decisions like that.
Yeah.
We've not had any disruption for a long time. So those investors will not, because of this
the company
matter.
will still be there. I agree with you.
Yes, they still retain confidence in us.
Yes.
They will still be willing to come here, and that space is expanding.
Exactly.
That space is expanding. Dangote will open another seaport.
Yes, seaport, of course. It's
The business space is expanding, and he's making a big contribution to that. So, by now, Dangote will see how much Nigerians love him. Because on this matter,
he has a lot of
he got a lot of goodwill, a lot of support.
Unlike before, that we say,
yes, exactly. People can see, in the past, people said all sorts of negative things, but they've seen that, look, he's committed to refining, product refining locally, within the Nigerian space. And we are seeing the result of that. Prices are coming down. So people are happy with him. And to that extent, I believe that
he also owe us that.
Yes, he should also not do anything that will cause Nigerians who are on his side now to suffer.
Turn against him. To turn against him.
Yes, because if they suffer, it doesn't take a long time for Nigerians switch side.
They will switch.
So because of one person we are suffering, and now buying fuel at 1,500 per litre.
Allegiance will shift.
If a strike begins now, and people can't access product,
they will turn against him.
A lot of them will turn against him.
Absolutely.
And they can't afford that.
No, he shouldn't do that. Especially now that he's enjoying tremendous goodwill. You cannot buy that with money.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
So no, we just want peace. Let him find a way
exactly.
to agree with his boys. They are his boys now.
His boys. They call it the boys. Even they are. Who knows some of them are grandfathers? They are boys.
The people are they not? He has employed
even
them.
us, we are boys too now.
Is he not their employer?
That's what I'm saying. I say we too, we are boys.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our final conversation.